Good afternoon, everyone. How you guys all doing today? I have not made a video in quite a long time, in actually a couple of years, and now I'm finally excited to present to you guys a new car, a brand new car. It's a 2023 Mazda CX-50. I'm very excited to actually show you guys this car today, so let's get started. And real quick, I just wanted to give a big shout out to North Miami and Mazda for providing me the 2023 CX-50 for me to show to you guys today. These guys have a wide variety of vehicles ranging from the Mazda 3 all the way to the Mazda CX-9, coming in multiple different trims as well. They also have a couple of Miatas that are coming in delivery. So if you guys are interested in any vehicles coming from any type of manufacturer, I specifically recommend Mazda. Check out Mazda of North Miami for all their inventory. If you guys are interested in any SUVs, they will provide you a great deal. So check them out. All right, let's get started. This is the 2023 Mazda CX-50. This is the Preferred Plus package. So this is not the fully loaded model. This is more so the mid-trim of the CX-50. This has also the regular engine. This is the non-turbo with 187 horsepower and 186 pound-feet of torque. So this also comes in a color as well as ingot blue. This is one of the newer colors that Mazda has featured with the CX-50. It is a really nice metallic on it. It also comes with a bunch of other colors such as the Soul Red, comes in white, and they also have a Meridian edition as well, which comes in the sand dune-like color. I'm not sure entirely what is that color called, but it's a very nice looking color. So unlike any other Mazda product that they sell, such as the CX-5 or the CX-9 or the CX, even the CX-30, this is more so of a more off-road oriented Mazda. This is not a full dedicated off-road car. This is more so of an all-terrain, more of an outdoorsy vehicle. You can kind of compare this car to a Subaru Outback if you actually want. This is shorter than the CX-5, but it's also longer. It's also wider than the CX-5. And I'm going to show you basically all the interior features that it comes with, at least with the Preferred Plus package. I don't have a fully loaded one today, nor the turbo one. And I'm also going to just show you everything around the vehicle. It's actually one of the nicest products that they have on sale currently right now, and also the newest product with the newest interior, with all the new gadgets and everything as well. And this just comes in a pretty good package as well. Even has a panoramic sunroof for just a mid-trim. Okay, so just to first talk about the exterior of the CX-50, I just want to talk about the design standpoint of the CX-50. You can actually see right away how much wider this is compared to the CX-5 or even the CX-9. It looks so much more rugged. It looks more tougher than the CX-5. And it's a bit wider too. So it's not really much of a wider vehicle. It's about a little bit more wider than the CX-5. You can also tell the design, it's much more boxy like than the CX-5. It more so looks like a wagon in a sense. It's not really that much of a tall vehicle. I'm a 6-foot person and I'm basically about 4 to 5 inches taller than the car, but it just basically sits in like a wagon. But it's still as tall as an SUV. It still has great ground clearance, has more ground clearance than the CX-5 already. And you can actually kind of see in the back area how different the design is as well in the CX-50, where they actually started implementing new taillight designs, where you actually have the turn signal there as well as the reverse lights there, and your taillights are now implemented here. As well as you can also see how much boxier the back end looked compared to the CX-5, which there's actually one right there, so you can kind of get a comparison on it. And you can actually see how much wider it is too, and how much more aggressive it is as well. Okay, so let's actually look into the side of the trunk really quick as this as well. So you do have a one-tap automatic trunk lid opening. I forgot the entire name of it, but you do have one touch. You can also just press this down as well, and it will automatically don't go down by itself. That's a feature that Mazda hadn't had in a long time. They just featured in the CX-9 and the CX-5 just a few years ago. Now the CX-50 comes standard with it. And also you have about 31 cubic feet of space, of trunk space in here, which is a lot bigger and a little bit wider than the CX-5 as well. And with the seats down on top of that, you get about 56 cubic feet of trunk space in here. So it is a lot wider, it is a lot bigger. You also have a little LED light there, and so in case it's dark at night, you can actually see what's inside here. This is a brand new vehicle, so the floor mats are not installed at all. This is a brand new vehicle from inside the dealership. So this is exactly how much space you have in the CX-50. It's a lot bigger and it's a lot longer too as well. Let's step inside the inside as well, just so I can show you everything else. One touch, automatically goes down by itself. Before I step inside, I just wanted to show you the key really quick. This is more so now the standard key that Mazda has now. Your buttons are all on the side: lock, unlock, hold to actually open the hatch in the back now, as well as your panic button. There's no remote start in the key, but you can also download an app from Mazda that you can actually have access to do a remote start on the vehicle. But I don't have that feature in the car. This is just a dealership vehicle that's getting ready for sale. So, but it does come with that feature typically. So it's a much wider key than the previous one. I do like the other one a little bit better, but this key is a very nice, feels good on your hand, and it feels more premium of a car. So let's step inside. You also do have your automatic touch handle, which the car was already unlocked already, but just to demonstrate it really quick, you just tap this. Car is already unlocked. To unlock it, just put your hand inside the door handle and it will unlock the vehicle. And then this is the interior of the Preferred Plus package. This is not the fully loaded turbo or premium plus package. This is just more so of the standard Preferred Plus package. The trim of this Preferred Plus package comes in at around $33,000, and the CX-50 starts at around $27,000, going all the way up to just a little bit below $50,000 for the fully loaded Meridian package, which the Meridian comes with a nice special color, comes with special graphics, as well as all-terrain tires. This is just more so street tires. You don't have the bigger wheels on the CX-50 with the Preferred Plus package, but if you get the turbo model or the Premium Plus package, you do get bigger wheels. You get, I believe, 20-inch wheels. These are more so smaller. It seems like a little bit of like 17, 16-inch wheels on these cars. So let's step inside the vehicle and let me show you everything else inside. All right, so stepping inside the CX-50, I'm gonna just first start up the car. It's very hot today. It's 90 degrees in Florida. So stepping inside the CX-50, you have a completely different interior than pretty much any of the other products that Mazda sells currently right now. The CX-3, the CX-30, those are pretty close to the interior that you kind of get in this, but this is a much more rugged design. This has more so of it's a lot wider. I can definitely say that. It's a lot, for me personally, it's a lot more comfortable inside here. You have a lot more space in here. It's a lot more roomy in here. I'm also gonna get into the back seat as well to show you guys that as well. This interior is really nice in here. It's a really nice place to sit in. You also have a nice 12-inch screen in the front. That could also be touchscreen only when you're at a stop, or only when you're in a park, I should say. You do have wireless Apple CarPlay as well as Android Auto, and you can actually have the ability to actually touch the screen with Apple CarPlay. When it comes to everything else, you basically have your normal navigation, which it's not a full navigation thing. It's just basically kind of like a compass, I guess you can say. And the infotainment system is actually very easy to use. In fact, in my opinion, at least a little bit easier to use than the previous infotainment system that the Mazdas usually used to have back in 2013 when the Mazda CX-5 came out. When they first came out, it was kind of like a terrible one, and then actually they switched it to a newer one with the Mazda 3 when the third generation Mazda 3 came out. It was okay, but a lot of customers had complaints about it. This one is a lot more modern. This one's a lot nicer as well. And it's a lot more responsive as well. And it's also starting to feature a little bit of the ability to touch the screen now. Mazda has always been big on mainly just not the customer never touching the screen, only just specifically just using this little knob in the bottom of the center console right here. So just mainly to focus on the drivers and stuff, but now they're giving a little bit of access to touch the screen now when it comes to when you're in park, or with Apple CarPlay, you can actually touch the screen now rather than using the knob. Some customers say that the knob is a little bit of a distraction, so now that's why with the CX-50 you actually have the ability to touch the screen now, just to, you know, get quick access to anything when it comes to messages, or when it just comes to just looking at navigation, or if you just want to switch a song, you can do that now. Relatively, everything is still very similar. It's just a lot more premium looking now than before. So when it comes to the volume knob, it's still right here to this day. It's always in the center console. I really like the placement of it, especially when you're focusing on driving right now. You don't really want to just reach your hand all the way over here just to try to do it, just turn the volume up or turn the volume down or switch the radios. You could just kind of place your hand here and just basically turn the volume up if you want to. Very convenient, at least in my opinion. It's very convenient, and you could just still focus on your driving without really just having the hassle of just moving all the way over here to try to turn the volume knob down or up. The knob basically controls everything inside the screen. You can just access your Pandora, FM, AM radio, or Bluetooth, or if you already have your Apple CarPlay connected. I don't have mine connected at the moment, so you guys can hear me through my phone. But you basically have all the access basically here. And if you want to just have priorities of your Apple CarPlay, it will just automatically turn on, and it's very quick and easy to use. To actually connect your phone, I've actually tried it already. It's very easy to connect your phone in this. It's actually probably one of the easiest ways that I've connected a phone so far, rather than just going from menu to menu to menu. Mazda would just basically find your phone and they just say, hey, do you want to connect to it? Absolutely, I want to connect to it, and your phone would just automatically connect to it. And with Apple CarPlay, it would automatically go if you set it to that setting as well. This also has your auto hold as well. So if you're at a stoplight, you basically just let go of the brake and you're on an auto hold. It will only release once you basically put your foot in the gas. You also have your electric parking brake as well. And you also have your drive modes as well here. You have drive modes when it comes to the turbo as well as the naturally aspirated engines. To also show you really quick, this also has a 8-inch screen in the front of the gauge cluster now, where basically it shows your speedometer, actually shows how much gas you have left, your MPG, and just actually how many miles you have in this car. This car currently only has 6.8 miles in it, so it's brand new as well. To show you around, this is the newer steering wheel that came out with a Mazda 3 as well. The controls are very easy to use, very simple, and feels very premium too. It actually has a nice feel to it as well. As well as you also have a command thing. I'm just gonna turn that off really quick because I don't want that to interrupt me while I'm recording. Your door sights, this is basically same function as always beforehand. You have all 4 automatic windows all around. All of them are automatic, and you can also lock your windows right here, so that way kids don't actually get in the way of trying to put the windows down when you don't want them to, especially when it's raining. You also have your mirror controls right here. Left side, you could just control your mirrors right here. Very quick, easy. Feels very premium too. It doesn't feel cheap to do anything. Your lock and unlock are right here, as well as your door handle right here, and you also have a little grab handle right here. Your grab handles are all over the sides of every single Mazda, and this is the back seats of the Mazda CX-50, which I will show you in a little bit. So let's show you some more. So to show you guys a little bit better, this is exactly where the cup holders are placed. I know it's a little bit dirty. It was just off of the truck. This car is going to be completely cleaned and detailed soon. But you can also place your phone here. You can either place your phone here as well as a cup holder. You could just have one drink there or one drink on the other side, and you can just have your phone there. And this is basically all your normal controls. You basically have very simple functions to basically use. Your drive modes are right here, which basically you have 3 modes actually. Since this is a CX-50, this is more so of a all-road vehicle. You basically have your normal, your sport mode, including your off-road mode as well. This is something that's brand new to the CX-50, since this is more so of a rugged, more all-terrain type of vehicle. Your AC controls are all here. Thank God it is not built in with the screen. That is a big thing for me. I like all normal functions. Majority of customers like normal functions, and all your buttons and I'm so sorry. All your buttons and stuff are going to be right here in functions as well. This has dual zone climate control as well. Has heated seats for under $35,000, which is actually not a bad deal at all. And yep, that's basically how everything is. This is your that's a little tough to take out. This is your glove compartment right here. You have a little bit of storage in here with your center armrest. Quite a bit of storage there. It's pretty deep. You have your USBs right there. Mostly just USBs though, not really USB-Cs at all, which is kind of strange because this is a 2023 model and everyone's going into USB-Cs now. You have your another outlet there, like a cigarette lighter outlet right there as well. So let's go show you the back seats really quick. So sitting in the back seat of the CX-50, so like I said before, it actually has a lot of legroom in the back seat. I'm actually very comfortable in the back seat compared to the CX-5 or some of the other products as well from that's outside of Mazda. This actually has really good leg space in here, and it's actually relatively comfortable. I can sit behind myself, very comfortable, nothing is in the way. You also have your little center armrest right here, which has 2 extra cup holders right here, by the way. So it's very convenient in here, and you also have the big panoramic sunroof that actually it comes standard in some of the basic trim levels, and it's actually very comfortable in here. I don't mind the seats whatsoever with the fake vinyl as well as the more so cloth material that's in the middle of the seats. It's actually a little bit rugged, feels more rugged. It's very comfortable as well. There's nowhere in here that I'm actually uncomfortable at all. And with more space than the CX-5, this actually is a very nice deal breaker for Mazda, especially given the fact that it looks more aggressive and relatively all around. It's an overall more spacious vehicle and more comfortable vehicle than the CX-5. The CX-5 is a little bit dated now, so the Mazda is going to start updating the CX-5 completely very soon. So I know that the CX-5 is most likely going to be a lot bigger, be more spacious, and it's going to probably also have a new platform. Mind you, with the CX-50, it's not under the same platform as the CX-5. The CX-5 is a much older platform that came out back in 2014. This platform is based, the CX-50's platform is based on the CX-30's platform, which is also shared with the new Mazda 3's platform. So it's a whole different platform that Mazda is using now that's basically being used globally for most of the front-wheel drive platforms, because now they also have rear-wheel drive SUVs now. And this is one of their new products that's basically a little bit stretched out. It's a lot bigger on the inside than the CX-30, and it's more comfortable in my opinion than the CX-30. And it looks a little bit better too. But to each their own opinion on that. This is more so of a all-around, just much better package than most of the other vehicles that's coming all around, and in a much better deal as well. This is less than $35,000, and this is all the features that you get with this car. Also have 8 speakers all around the car as well. You also have fake vinyl as well as cloth seats all around the vehicle as well. You have power adjusting seats in the front driver's seat, by the way. You also have a nice 8-inch screen on the front, as well as a 12-inch screen that comes standard in every CX-5 that you get, whether it's the S trim to all the way to the premium turbo package. The premium turbo package, mainly what it comes with is the engine. That's number one. That's one of the deal breakers for some customers, which I will talk about during the drive, as well as nice leather seats, as well as a couple other features like the Bose audio system, as well as just maybe a couple other things with the CX-50 as well. Now maybe not this one doesn't come with, but the turbo and the premium package comes with. The Meridian Edition, what basically that comes with is mainly all-terrain tires. It has nice graphics around the car, and it comes with a special paint color as well, known as like a sand dune type of paint color on it. So that's basically what the Meridian Edition comes with. If you're more so of an outdoorsy person, I highly recommend the Meridian Edition on it, especially with the turbo engine. It's very nice to have that turbo engine, especially if you live up north. And all around, good package. All right, let's get ready to drive. So this is, mind you, like I said, this is the preferred package. So this doesn't have the turbo engine whatsoever. It doesn't have 250 pound-feet of torque. It doesn't have 320 pound-feet of torque. This is more so a trim that is more so easier for the normal buyer to use. If, let's say you're getting a new job already and stuff, right? And your job is not paying, you know, the best and stuff, so you cannot get a fully loaded model, right? So what is the best thing to do is probably look for more of a budget-friendly vehicle, which this CX-50, in my opinion, basically shows. I'm gonna just have the sunroof closed a little bit just in case there's some extra sunlight comes in the car. I don't want any extra sunlight to come in the car. The panoramic sunroof is very nice. So let's get ready to drive. So this has the 2.5 liter Skyactiv G motor that's been with Mazda for years. It was introduced back then, I believe, in 2014 or 2015, I believe. So this engine has been with the company for a long time. And I know the 2-liter Skyactiv motor has been there too. So there's really not that many updates with this engine. One of the new features that this engine actually does come with is cylinder deactivation, which there's some controversy when it comes to the cylinder deactivation on this car. I have never tested out a Mazda with cylinder deactivation. I had a Mazda 3 before. It was a 2012 Mazda 3 with the 2-liter Skyactiv. That's when the 2-liter came out. That was a really big thing for Mazda back then. This car overall now features cylinder deactivation. So basically what it will do is basically, it's a 4-cylinder, so it really doesn't have that many cylinders to cut out, but it will cut out 2 cylinders, leaving you just running on just 2 cylinders. So this is a new feature that Mazda has, as well as some of the turbo models. And I don't think the turbo ones, they come with cylinder deactivation. So let's get ready to drive this car really quick. I'm gonna just go through this gate really quick. Overall, sometimes when it comes to some customers and stuff, when they see something rugged like this, they kind of sometimes run away when it comes to maybe being fear of the car being bouncy, maybe the car just being too wide or too intimidating to drive and stuff. So how does the CX-50 drive compared to maybe the CX-5 or just any other vehicle around? For one, I could say it feels like a normal car. It feels like a Mazda, feels dynamic. The steering input in this car is phenomenal. I have to say, this is still one of the best in the business when it comes to steering and handling. You also have your all-wheel drive as comes standard with any CX-50. There's not a single CX-50 that you can come with a base model to even the fully loaded model that you cannot get all-wheel drive. They all come standard with all-wheel drive, and there's no way you can get around it. All-wheel drive comes standard with all the CX-50s, and under a budget too, it being less than $35,000. This particular one, it's not really a bad deal whatsoever, honestly, in my opinion. So overall, everything else, when it comes to steering, very dynamic. It's electric power steering, so you're not going to get full on feel when it comes to the wheels itself and stuff. That's something that's basically coming now in pretty much all the cars. Customers are not going to really care about that. I know you guys are mainly going to buy this car, and that's not something that you're going to really care about. But what is very important when it comes to driving something like this, driving any Mazda product, even the CX-5, you get just amazing handling with this thing. And since this is a little bit lower than the CX-5, but with a bit more of a ride height as well, it's all around just very dynamic. That's the only way I can kind of describe this car. It's very dynamic. The steering inputs are phenomenal. It's a very sensitive steering wheel, and it's very comfortable to drive as well. What a lot of people actually do say about Mazda is that sometimes they could be a little bit stiff around and stuff, just because Mazda likes to have a specific handling tune on this car. This car, it does definitely have that side where you can see that it was specifically tuned to make it fun to drive. But the bigger thing, it's actually really comfortable to drive as well. You're gonna get some bumps and stuff. It absorbs bumps very well. It's not bad whatsoever. And I know Mazda's kind of tuned this thing just a little bit better just for off-road purposes as well. So overall, not bad whatsoever. Now, with the 187 horsepower that you get with the CX-50, is it fast? No. Not even the turbo model is fast. It's torquey. With this engine, you're just basically getting less than 200 horsepower, and this is just mostly an engine that you can just get to point A to point B. You're mostly going to just enjoy the car by just the way it handles. You're going to enjoy the car by just how spacious it is and how functional this car is compared to maybe some of the other products that they have. When it comes to just the turbo engine, I want to talk about that turbo engine really quick. The turbo engine, mind you, came out back in 2017, I believe, with the CX-9. The CX-9 came out with the 2.5 liter Skyactiv G with the turbo. That engine has been a little bit updated now. Now the engine comes with 250 horsepower, 320 pound-feet of torque. Here's another thing with this. When it comes to a budget, right? You want to just make sure that you budget, and obviously you want to make sure that the car you get is also efficient on gas. So when it comes to the turbo engine, I'm not saying that engine is bad in gas. It's actually better in gas than this car. However, if you want to get the full performance, you want to get the full 320 pound-feet of torque, you're going to have to put premium fuel on it. So some customers, they do run away from that premium fuel. It's not that it's required for Mazda to put premium fuel on those turbo motors, but if you want the full performance, you want the full 320 pound-feet of torque, you have to put premium on it. You could, get regular gas on it and stuff if you please. If you can't afford it, that's perfectly fine. Not many people have the privilege of actually being able to afford something like that. Not even I do. So you can actually still put regular gas on the turbo model, but the only thing is that you're going to have less torque and you're going to have a little bit less power. You're going to have around 220 horsepower and about maybe 290 pound-feet of torque. It's still a lot of power. It's not something you're going to really notice at all, pretty much. You're just going to have a little bit less power on the engine. And it's best to probably just put premium fuel anyways on any turbocharged car that you get. It just breathes better, burns better. It just makes your engine run a lot better with premium fuel on it. With this engine, you don't have to put premium at all. This is a direct injected motor. You just put regular gas on it and you basically just call it a day. It actually reminds me of the Mazda 3 that I used to drive. I used to daily a lot. The engine reminds me of that completely. It drives very similar to that. It's a little bit slightly more bouncy than my Mazda 3. My Mazda 3 was a little bit more stiffer. This one more so drives like an SUV. So obviously when it comes to an SUV, that's something to be expected when it comes to something like this. But other than that, drives like any normal car. Drives actually not really like any normal car. Drives like an actual good Mazda. drives like a phenomenal Mazda. I love the handling in this thing. I'm not gonna just rip it and stuff like that because this is not my personal car. This is the dealership's car, so I'm not gonna push limits on a vehicle that's not really mine. So out of respect to the dealership, out of respect to North Miami Mazda, I'm not gonna do that to them. But I am very thankful that they actually showed me this car. If you guys are actually interested in any Mazda products and you guys want to actually check out any Mazda products to yourself, I hit a dead end. I'm gonna just let this record. I'm probably not gonna put this in the video. We don't talk about anything that I did. I kind of hit a dead end. I didn't show the reverse camera, did I? I'm an idiot. I am not a professional when it comes to reviewing. Anyways, so like I was saying, if you guys are interested in any vehicle that is in North Miami Mazda, I will gladly highly recommend to check them out. They have some really good deals that is going on right now, and they also have a wide span of inventory as well. When it comes to just CX-9s, CX-50s, they have a couple of them, and they also have a Meridian edition as well over there. So I highly recommend you check them out. I'm gonna just put the link in the description basically on where the dealership is located at. They're located in North Miami, Florida. So highly recommend you check them out. Just give them a shot. Just see exactly what vehicle you want. See which CX-50 may be perfect for you, or any other products that come from Mazda. See exactly what product is perfect, fits best for you. Okay, so what are the key differences that are really in this car? There's really nothing that I have bad to say about this car, really. It doesn't feel intimidating to drive. It doesn't really feel, it really feels like a normal Mazda. You kind of forget that this is a rugged looking SUV, pretty much. I love the style of this thing. This is probably one of my favorite looking SUVs, in my opinion. This is one of my favorite looking SUVs that's from Mazda right now. Looks, in my opinion, way better than the CX-5 and the CX-9. It just has that more tougher look to it, and that's something that I really like about this car. When it comes to just anything overall, that there's any flaws or anything like that, there's really no flaws that you have with this thing. It basically has everything that you need, has all the simple functions. Speaker sounds great. Infotainment is relatively easy to use. It drives very smooth on the highway. It's going to be phenomenal to drive. You can easily get, you can easily get at least over 400 miles in a tank with this thing. And mind you as well, this also has a bigger tank than the Mazda CX-5. This has a 16-gallon tank on the CX-50, so you're gonna actually get a little bit more range out of this thing than the CX-5. And remember, the CX-5 and the CX-50 share the same exact engines, so they share the same exact powertrains on all their vehicles, including just the CX-9. So it's not really such a serious comparison that you have to do, just other than basically the drivability and the space, and maybe just the functionality of the car that you just want. If you're choosing more of a city-oriented vehicle, you can go for the CX-5. The CX-5 is a phenomenal car, and everyone loves the CX-5. There's really no complaints that you can have with the CX-5. If you want more sort of a overlanding vehicle a little bit, that you want to go on more better adventures and stuff, you want to go off-roading a little bit, the CX-5 fits that part. It's not a full rock climbing vehicle. It's never going to be. It's still a front-wheel drive bias vehicle that comes standard with all-wheel drive now, but it does come with that privilege of just kind of being able to do that, and it's a little bit more rugged and it's a little bit more utilitarian to be able to do that. So that's my highly recommendation. I'm completely lost in the neighborhood, by the way, so it's great. So one big thing that I've kind of seen so far is how this car shifts. This shifts extremely smooth. I'm kind of surprised by that a little bit, because my Mazda 3 had a 6-speed automatic, basically the same exact transmission as this one, just not overdrive. And you felt it shifting. This one, you don't feel it shifting. It's so weird, and it's such a big difference that I've never really felt before. And you don't feel any shifts on it. It's super smooth. It's so amazing just how much more premium this car is, just compared to what Mazda was just a few years ago. Back literally maybe like, I would probably say just maybe 5 years ago and stuff, Mazda still had their cheap interiors and stuff. Mazda really still had more so of just the basic Japanese type kind of Ford-ish products. They still had their cheap products there. They still have their cheapness there and stuff. And not that I'm saying that this interior is completely luxurious, but it's a lot more premium than what it was just 5 years ago. I mean, 5 years ago, the CX-5 had still a little screen. It was a nicer interior, definitely, I could say that. The Mazda 3, though, didn't really have that much of a premium interior. It was nicer, I could definitely say that, but it wasn't more premium. That's definitely for sure. This interior has completely changed just the game of just Mazda. And given the fact of you can still get a nice interior in this car for less than $40,000, even then, obviously the turbo comes a little bit more than 40 grand. But if you don't need the turbo, you just want the regular engine, this is perfect for you. This engine is just perfectly functional. It's a little bit bouncy, as you can kind of see from my phone a little bit, but that happens. It's like any other normal car. Things bounce everywhere. But it's very stable and it's very smooth. The shifts are crisp. I don't really have any complaints about it. The tuning in this engine too, it's great. I actually don't mind having one of these myself, honestly. It more so kind of feels like a Subaru Outback, basically, as how you could describe it. What I like better than on this one than the Subaru Outback, even though the Subaru is a little bit bigger in the inside, it doesn't have a CVT, which is a big thing for me. CVTs, in my opinion, they suck. They're very, very rubbery feeling, and they don't really have a good reputation for being reliable. So you get the benefit of having an actual good automatic transmission that is really well tuned. It is a pretty old transmission now. The transmission has been out with Mazda since 2012, pretty much. Just been tuned over the years and stuff. And I know Mazda has just recently came out with an 8-speed automatic back in Europe with the new CX-50. I think that's what they call it now. With the new inline 6, which seems pretty glorious. I cannot wait for that car to come here. So they did come out with an 8-speed automatic, and I'm pretty sure most of the newer products from Mazda are going to slowly start having the 8-speed automatic. But still, in the meantime, the 6-speed automatic in this thing is just so good. It's really tuned well, and yes, it is old. Yes, it's not the best when it comes to just gear ratios, I guess you could say, compared to maybe some of the more modern cars. I'm going to just do a little turning radius test really quick on this thing. Has good turning radius. Good turning radius as well. So that's another good thing. And like I was saying, just really, it's a really fine-tuned car. You know, the transmission has been tuned for so many years already. It has been made sure that it's reliable, as well as just making sure that it's smooth without any issues whatsoever. And you don't really notice it. Not many people are going to really notice the fact that it's an older transmission. It doesn't feel like it. It really doesn't feel like it's an older transmission. In fact, in my opinion, I've driven some cars even with some more gears and stuff, even Honda with their 9-speed automatic. This feels smoother than the 9-speed over there. And it actually feels like it responds a little bit quicker as well. I'll just give it a little bit of the beans a little bit here. I'm just gonna do a little bit of a handling thing right here. As you can see, it's very stable. Has no issues whatsoever. Just give it a little bit of the beans. It's not fast. This is not something that you're supposed to be anticipating on being fast. It just goes. It moves. If you want something faster for the CX-50, you definitely get the turbo. The turbo has a lot more power than this. But overall, this will get you to point A to point B just fine. Very comfortable. It's also pretty fuel efficient. I guess somewhere, right now I'm kind of getting around 41 miles a gallon, but that's a little bit exaggerating. This car averages around 27 miles a gallon in the city, about 32 on the highway. So it's actually 24 miles a gallon in the city and about 32 on the highway. So it's overall still good in gas. So it's not going to be the best in gas and stuff. Most of the SUVs get around the same gas mileage and stuff, unless you go for a hybrid, which this is coming out with a hybrid very soon as well. Toyota and Mazda have already partnered up when it came to hybrid powertrains. So Mazda is going to be featuring some hybrid powertrains soon for the CX-50, and I'm pretty sure they're going to start featuring it as well for the next coming CX-70, CX-90, CX-5, if it's still going to be there as a CX-5. I don't know what they're going to call it now, if they decide to change the acronym of it. But they're coming out with all these new products, and the thing is that it's coming out for a much lower price than some of the other products. Toyota's, if you want a really nice RAV4, it's a lot more expensive. If you want the RAV4 Prime, or you want the RAV4 just the all-terrain edition, I think they call it a TRD or something like that, it's a lot more expensive than this thing. So it's almost $50,000 for that one. The CX-50, almost fully loaded, it's less than $50,000. You can get one for maybe the most $45,000 for a nice loaded one. If you get the Meridian edition, I've seen those things for maybe around $42,000 starting. So it's really not a bad package whatsoever. So that's what you get. And you also get a panoramic sunroof that comes standard with some of the trim levels as well. So it's really not a bad package, really, of what you get with this car. So I just wanted to tell you guys, thank you so much for checking out this video. I hope you guys liked the video. It's been a long time since I've actually done a video, and I got the chance because of Mazda of North Miami. They gave me the opportunity to actually record a brand new car for them. I've never had the chance to do a brand new car overall. So I'm very thankful for the fact that that North Miami Mazda has given me the opportunity to actually do a brand new car review, basically. And there's going to be a lot more videos that are going to be coming out very soon. I'm going to be also posting in my Instagram now. I actually got my Instagram back. I used to have an Instagram page that basically got hacked. I could never access it again. And just the other day, I just tried to go through it, and I tried to just go through some emails. I got it back. So I guess it's kind of like just time to just revamp everything and just kind of just restart and just rebuild everything. So I'm very excited to see where this is going to come. I'm very excited to work with Mazda, North Miami Mazda, with this little project, and I'm very excited to just go around. So if you guys are interested in any Mazda, I'm going to just say it one more time. I know I said it quite a few times already. Check out Mazda North Miami. They have a lot of cars in inventory, from when it comes to CX-5s, CX-30s, CX-50s like this one, or even a Meridian edition that they also have in the showroom, as well as right now in the back as well. So, and they also have Miatas coming as well. So if you're interested in a sports car as well, Mazda Miata, like I've always said to people, it's always the answer. So definitely highly recommend to check them out. Please go give them a call. Just go to the store, check them out. They have a lot of good deals going on as well, and it's also getting soon to be Black Friday as well. So I highly recommend you actually look at something right now. If you're interested in a Mazda CX-50, definitely go check them out, and definitely check out this car. I know Black Friday is coming in soon, and I know the holidays are coming in soon. So definitely give them a shot, check them out, check out the CX-50 yourself, see how you like it. I'm pretty sure you're gonna actually fall in love with this car. I love this car so much. I really would love to take this car on a road trip. Maybe one day if I can get a press car or something like that, if I ever get to that point, I would absolutely love to take one of these cars to a road trip. So thank you guys so much for checking out my channel. Thank you guys so much for checking out the video. Please subscribe, like this video, so that way we can try to get some more views out of this. More reviews are coming. I cannot wait. I'm so excited to actually bring this back. So thank you guys so much for everything. I'm kind of lost where I'm exactly at. I don't know exactly where I'm at. I'm in a neighborhood that I have no idea where I'm at, and I just wanted to do a review, and I don't want to get in trouble. I'm low on gas. I'm currently lost. This shall be very interesting to kind of discover. Like and subscribe. Highly recommend it. And check out North Miami Mazda. It's a very good dealership. Highly recommend.